Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching another legendary chess game. This one was played in 1997 as a part of a tournament of German chess Bundesliga between Lubomir Ftacnik, who was playing with white pieces, and his opponent Ognjen Cvitan, Croatian grandmaster, playing as black. Now, what is interesting about this game is that black checkmated white with one of the prettiest checkmates ever made in King's Indian defense. So truly a one-of-a-kind game is on our hands, and I'm sure you will love it. So without further ado, we will go straight into it. Ftacnik opened the game with d4. We have knight to f6 for Cvitan, knight to f3, and g6 is played for black. White continues with c4. We have bishop to g7, normal moves in King's Indian defense, and after knight to c3 we have a castle, and after e4 d6, this is normal variation of the King's Indian defense. White continues with a bishop to e2, and we have e5 here for black. Another great move, immediately striking in the center. This is one of the sharpest lines, and in this position white decided to castle. Now after this move e5, if you're wondering, this looks like a free pawn, and indeed it only looks like a free pawn, but if you are familiar with the King's Indian, you know that this is not free. So let's say that we take, we decide to trade the queens, and after this we take this so-called free pawn. Well, black then continues by sacrificing his knight and offering this knight for a trade, of course, and after knight takes, bishop takes, black has a slightly better position here. So all of you who play King's Indian, you know that this motive is possible. So after e5, that is the reason why white decided simply to castle. Black continues with knight to c6, and we have d5 on the board, a common move in King's Indian defense. Now we have knight retreating to e7. White plays knight to d2. He wants to reroute his pieces to the queen side, while black plays knight to e8, and now all the fun begins, because black will rush on the king side to attack the opponent's king, while white will rush on the queen side, and he will try and compromise black's queen side. Game continued with b4. As I mentioned, white continues with his plan, and we have f5. Black also continues with his plan. White doesn't wait for a second, and he continues immediately with c5. Of course, black doesn't want to take and ruin his pawn structure, but he continues with knight to f6. He wants to move his pieces towards the king side. We have f3, protecting this pawn and inviting black to take, because then trade will happen and white will be just fine. We have f4 on the board, a very common move here used in the King's Indian defense. The point is that now this bishop is potentially blocked and all of the pieces are blocked, and now black will continue pushing with his pawns, trying to undermine white's king. Also his queen will come somewhere around here. His rook can come sometimes on f6 and then on h6, not in this game, but this is the common things that happen in a King's Indian defense for black. We have knight to c4 here played for white. White again puts his pieces on the queen side. g5 is played on the board, and we have a4. Again, white creates a pawn storm and he wants to attack on the queen side. We have knight to g6 here for black. Bishop a3, and right now already creating threat to pick up this pawn. We have rook to f7. Cvitan sees this, and now the main idea is of course to cover the 7th rank with this rook, but another idea is also to come with this bishop on f8 and to defend this pawn. We have b5 on the board, and right now Cvitan decided to pick up this pawn with d takes on c5. Now it's worth mentioning that after b5, bishop f8 is another move. Usually game continues with b6, a takes on b6, c takes, queen to b3, g4 for black, and after queen takes on b6, you don't want to trade queens, but you continue with queen to d7, and the position is slightly better here for white, but still there is a huge attack going on the white king, and white needs to find the right way to defend this king in order to convert this advantage, although as it's obvious here that there is a weaknesses here with this pawn and also this pawn potentially, so black's queen side is compromised. So after b5, that is the reason why Cvitan decided to pick up this pawn, and after bishop takes on c5, we have h5 on the board, so black is ready to attack his opponent. We have a5, again b6 is coming right now. We have g4 on the board, and white strikes with b6 first. For now, black decided not to take this and he played g3, and right now white king decided to go on h1. After g3, it's very risky to take with this, because after f takes on g3, this king will not have any other free space to go, and black's idea could be knight on h7 and queen to h4 with the next move checkmate on h2. So you never want to take this. King on h1 is a good move. The point is that now, yes, you can take this, and of course in this kind of situation computer recommends actually a knight to b5, so definitely a move for white. And now actually white is winning here, because this pawn will serve white as a blockade piece. Basically black will not be able to continue his advantage on h file, because this will be a shield for the white's king. So this is another idea. That is why white can comfortably play here king to h1. We have knight to h7, deflecting move with the idea to bring this queen to h4. We have d6 for white, and right now we have a queen to h4 here played for black, with the idea to immediately strike and attack and give a checkmate. Now in this position, if you noticed, looks like h3 is a fine move, but this actually loses on the spot, because after bishop takes on h3 there is a forced checkmate sequence and white cannot avoid it. Of course, if g takes on h3 with queen takes on h3 check, king goes on g1 and queen to h2 is a checkmate. After bishop takes on h3, if you avoid this and let's say you play rook to e1 with trying to escape, bishop takes on g2 with a check. If you go on g1, then queen to h2 or queen to h1 is a checkmate. So king has to take, and after that queen h2 check. After king goes on f1, there is like 4 ways to checkmate this king, but one of the most cool ways is g2 check, and after king to f2 g1 checkmate. I want to show you another way here. After queen to h2 king f1, you can continue with queen h1 check, and after bishop g1 queen to h3 is the checkmate. So after h3 and queen to h4, you definitely don't want to push h3, but of course Ftacnik saw this and he played rightfully so bishop to g1 to defend his pawn, and it was everything fine here. Slightly better here for white with a precise play, but black now plays bishop to h3 with the idea to undermine this pawn on g2. And right now there is a big problem here, because if you decide to, of course, play g takes on h3, then queen takes on h3, and right now you are forced to play rook to f2. In case you don't play rook to f2, g2 is a checkmate with the pawn, so rook to f2 is a must. And after g takes on f2, bishop takes on f2, and white didn't want to sacrifice his piece here, although it is not difficult. It is a difficult position here for black as well here, since he has these pawns here, advanced pawns his opponent has, and it can be really difficult. Computer actually gives almost 2 points advantage to white, but you know, you have to be precise, and definitely this king looks unsafe, and it looks like black will be able to convert, but as I mentioned, computer with perfect play sees this. So after bishop on h3, white didn't want to go for this, and he decided to take with b takes on c7 with the idea to continue with the promotion and push of these pawns. Now it looks like this can be really dangerous, and it looks like white king is pretty safe here. There is nothing for black to do, or is it? Now it's the critical part of the position where you can find a winning move sequence here with a forced checkmate here for black. Please pause the video and try to find the winning idea here for black with the most spectacular checkmates in chess history and also in King's Indian defense. It's not easy, but congratulations if you found brilliant. Firstly, bishop takes on g2 check. You have to take, it is a must. Then you continue with this brilliant queen sacrifice, queen to h3 check. Again, king to h1 doesn't work because g2 pawn checkmate will be available. So you have to take this queen, but now knight to g5 check. You cannot go here, you cannot go here. After king to g2, black continues with knight to h4 check, and in this position on the move 27th, Lubomir Ftacnik resigned because there is nothing you can do here. Mate in 2 is unstoppable, you cannot go here, you cannot take this pawn, you cannot go here. The only remaining square is on h1, but after this brilliant g2 checkmate, and as you can see, one of the most spectacular checkmates in chess history, I believe, would be if this played on the board. Unfortunately, well, I didn't want to play it, but this would be one of the brilliant checkmates ever. Even though this game finished in just a few moves before this checkmate, it still shows how amazing King's Indian defense can be and what kind of positions can arise from this amazing chess opening. And this was all I prepared for you today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a comment, like, and share this video with other people who enjoy chess. Also, feel free to leave me your comment about this position, about this analysis. Also, if you had some similar games in the King's Indian defense, a very active opening, attacking from the start. If you wish to support my channel, you can do that by watching my videos from the beginning until the very end. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, what would really help is that you can subscribe to the channel. You can also donate, which is a completely optional thing. Also, I am promoting one chess community. I'm also trying to improve at chess, so you can check the link in the description below. Chess community that has everything at one place: openings, middle game plans, end games, and everything at one place. If you want to improve at chess, if you want to reach 1000, 1500, 2000 elo, whatever you want to do to improve, there is definitely something for everyone. Even though you are advanced at chess, you can definitely learn and improve tactics, strategy, everything one chess player might need. And also each week brings new courses every week. Payment is monthly or yearly, and then you are completely fine. You don't have to worry about new courses because everything is available to you. I definitely recommend this to check it out if you want to improve at chess, and I like hearing from you guys in the comments if you enjoyed this game, and I wish you a pleasant night, and bye bye.